What's going on, world? How's it going? How's it going? I decided to go ahead and make a video so we can analyze and discuss the ideal of what happens when money is involved with bets in live races and RP. So I went on and grabbed another account that I have that happens to be on the same crew that I'm on. And we're going to go ahead and do some testing. So we're going to bet some money against each other and see what it ends up as being. So right now, one of the devices hasn't been connected yet, so now we're going to go ahead and claim our season prize. The other device has been connected up, but it gets this annoying little, fast, the fate of the furious. Do you want to get this money? And every time you come in and out of the screen, it pops up. So we'll go ahead and get that cleared real quick, and while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and jump into the device that we're going to actually swap races with. That particular car that we're going to use for it, which would be the 570VX. But let's go ahead and claim that car. As you can see, my crew finished 1,462 in the world. So we also had 23 million RP. So next we're going to go ahead and collect our bronze keys. We're going to collect our gold coins. And we're going to collect that car. So let's go ahead and deliver the Bach Mono. We're going to let this bad boy come on in. While that's coming in, as you can take a look, you can see this car is fully maxed out, has 128 fusion upgrades in it. It's the McLaren 570VX that we're going to be using. And there we go. Our car successfully arrived, our Bach Mono. And we'll go ahead and do upgrades on this later on. The first thing we need to do, daily battle. The daily Jerry bonus, I forgot to pick that up. I waited to pick it up because this is the first day of the crew season. And it's always great to collect as many points as you can on the new crew season versus the old. So we're going to go ahead and do that. One thing I did forget, change cars. We're going to get back into the Chiron Red. And we're going to jump into the Veyron here. Now these cars, the reason why we picked these cars on an ongoing basis, if you look in the top right corner for the Chiron Red, it shows 58%, and if you look at the Veyron, it shows 55%. And if you take a look, these cars have our elite bonus on them, so we get an additional 10% with racing in these cars when we actually race against those daily races, the daily battle races. So you're going to go ahead and take a quick look at this and see what type of points we get when we do it. I'm currently up to race number 1,912. And the other account is on race number 673. So we're going to go ahead and jump on into those. Alrighty. So first one we're going to do on the top, we're going to do the Vanquish. Got a good start on that. And that'll be the last shift for that car. So let's go ahead and start on up on the GT Premium. And just like that, another successful race was able to successfully claim. Now let's look at the prizes between these two. You see the differences there between the cars for where they stand at. So this car that's on 1,600 races got $18,000. And this car that's on 600 now we'll collect 40 bronze keys. Yay! So the prizes don't really change dramatically as you go up, outside of being able to get gold keys and silver keys as you go up with a little bit more frequency. But after we hit collect, take a look at RP that we collected. Both of those now have collected 314 RP because we used our prestige. Not our prestige, excuse me. We used our elite license cars. By using the elite license cars with the multiple stars, we get more points with those races. So we're now going to go and get out of there. And we're going to take a quick look at where the RP is at with each one of the racers. Alright, so we now jump into the Veyron. Oops. It should be the VX, not the Veyron. Got distracted there with that phone call that came in. Alright, so now that we have both the cars up, As you can take a look, they're both 42 out of 42 upgrades. They're both 128 out of 128 fusions. They're both sitting at 713 and plus 1800 on the cars. So they both have the exact same tuning associated with them. We look at the tuning. We got 448 BPH at 5.5 seconds on both. The final drives are both at 2.97, and the tire pressures are both at 0. Alright, so one thing we're going to swing around and do now is we're going to take a look at what the current RP is at for each one of the racers. And to do this fairly, we're going to actually do 4 races. So we're going to do 2 races where each racer wins and 2 races where each racer loses. And we're going to take a look at what the RP is. So looking at the first account, 180, 180, and 034. And the other account is going to be at 38,725. Would help if I actually typed in 38. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and spend that time. We're going to jump into a live races lobby and see if we can find each other. Sometimes the live races lobby are super easy to find each other, and other times it takes time. So let's see how this works out this time. Alrighty, so now we got the live races screen up. We're in completely different lobbies. You can tell that based off of the beginning cards that you can see in there. So we're going to go out of one and come back into the other. And we're still in different lobbies. As you can see, people love to swap. A lot of times you see crews in there and they're actually racing with the same racer. So now we're in the exact same lobby. So we're going to scroll on over. And where is it at? There it is. Bots was in there, but bots are A-okay. So now I'm doing a challenge. Let's see if it actually connects. This is another problem that randomly happens. Sometimes one account has to request the other, and other times neither one of them just will connect. So if you ever run into these issues where you have racers that you feel like you're racing against and they're not connecting, sometimes you're just not allowed to connect, and that's just how it is because of how the game is set up and the connectivity and things like that. It has nothing to do with the racer. So it looks like we're in a different lobby now. So we're going to go ahead and go out and come back in. Swap RP is trying to challenge us. Alright, so I'm not for sure if it's the same lobby because I have that racing screen up. I'm going to go ahead and slide on over. Nope, different lobby. Alright, we're in there with Avengers and his Bach Mono. And we went on and jumped out of there. Now, as you can see, we got 2 racers doing the swap. Nope, didn't find them. And sometimes when you wind up losing, when you try to swap with each other and one of them denies, you get completely out the lobby. You're not able to get back in and find them with quick and ease. It's very random with it. But it's very much possible, as you was able to see. We found each other pretty quick the first time. And now taking a little bit longer to find each other. Sometimes we get into lobbies and they're full, and that's why you're not able to jump in and out and find each other very quickly. Alright, here we go. And we're going to scroll on through. We found it. This time we're going to do the challenge the opposite direction and see if it pops up and allows us to connect. And there we go. Alright, so let's see who wins first. And this first race, I never really decide the first race. I let the timing of it and the process go through and decide who actually wins the first race. And then I begin the swapping process when this occurs. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Got a slight edge over here on Mr. Ultra Instinct's account. Very slight. And Ultra Instinct wins the race. and Ultra Instinct picks up a grand total of, let's see, 9701 versus 9709. So the point total for that time was 1328. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and do the rematch. No money's going to be involved for these first 4 races. We're going to do 2 wins each, and then we're going to go out. We're going to check the winning board, the point board, and see where we stand at with that. And then after we do that, then we're going to come back in, then we're going to bet money each. All right, so just the same process there. We're going to go ahead and let one of them win, and the other account that didn't win is going to win. So we're going to fire nitros afterwards. Alrighty, now at that time, instead of running the 9-7s, we ran 9-3s because we know who the winner was going to be. And this time it's going to be 1-3-4-9. Alrighty, so the points are very comparable between these 2 accounts right now, which is actually pretty good. Sometimes when you get into these races, one account is going to be higher than the others, so you never really know what the RP is like. This particular time I was able to analyze it and see that they're basically pretty close to each other. Now we go ahead and knock out these races. This is the second win for this account. This particular time, the RP should be comparable. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. It really depends. But the points is going to be 1,274. Alrighty. Now, with that in mind, more than likely this race is going to actually be where the points go up a little bit higher for this win. Because that's one thing I've noticed when the points start to change. One of them goes up, the other one goes down. Alrighty. Last shift. Got to go ahead and get ahead. Alrighty. Alrighty. And let's see what the points show up as being. 1,345. So the points went down just a little bit for this account. So now let's go ahead. We're going to go back to the lobby, and we're going to back out of the lobby. And we're going to go look at our points as they show up inside the garage. All right. So now the points should have went up by 1,600. We're going to do some math here, and now it's 182,636. All right, and then this one here is 41,421. All righty. Now once again, we're going to do $200,000 bets, and after the bets is over, we're going to go ahead and calculate the points for each one of them. And we're going to go through the exact same process we went through last time, where we're going to place the bets, we're going to take a look at them, and we're going to do 2 races and come out. And then we're going to see where we end up at. Oh, see, this person wants to race there. We're going to go ahead and cancel on out, and we're going to fire it across. And once again, we're going to let them win how they win. So we're going to go ahead and put up 200,000. We're going to go ahead and do the accept. Now we're going to jump into these races. Alrighty. Whoever wins is whoever wins. Be no dictation of who wins. The winner will be the winner at the end of the race. Alrighty, so the winner was Ultra Instinct. Points are going to be 1,337. Alrighty, Now we're going to turn around and bet that 200,000 again. Now, the point of this swapping and money being included is to see if we actually earn any point differences between the two. So it's very important because depending upon who you talk to, people like to bet money because you get more points. And we're going to go ahead and either confirm that or we're going to be able to deny that based off of actual racing. Now this is going to be a very small sample. There's only going to be 4 races. There's going to be 2 winners, 2 losers in each one of the races. And only 4 races as the sample size. But it's going to be able to give us some tentative information to help us determine if this truly makes a difference. Alright, so that time we got 1339. Now the key component in this is that we're going to have to make sure that we go back out and look at the points, because the points in the race sometimes can be different than the points you actually accumulate. So it's key to be able to go back and look at the main board and see what it shows on it, because that's going to be what you actually earned in the game itself, what's registered. Alright, so next race up. And the race is complete. We're going to go ahead and speed through the screen this time instead of letting it build up. And 13283. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and bet again. We're going to knock this race out real quick. Now, if you're ever doing swapping with someone and you know that they're getting lower points than you want to balance it out, the key trick to doing that is to win multiple races. As you win more races, your points start to go down and the other person's points start to go up. So that's one of the things. So swapping really beneficial when you can actually communicate with who you're swapping with. So if you're ever swapping with someone and you get 2,000 points, then the other person more than likely may be getting 800 points. So if you win 2 times or you win 3 times, your points will start to go down and then theirs will go up. And after you get that balance going, then you'll be able to swap with each person getting even points out of it. Alrighty. So now we have the information. Now we're going to go back to the lobby and go back to the garage and we're going to take a look. So far, the secondary account was able to maintain the points. They stay roughly the same. The primary account, their points went down with each secondary race that we was actually able to achieve. So now we're going to go back, we're going to validate the information, and then we're going to have to do a little math to see what the points showed up as. So this is actually a pretty cool little test, but from what it looks like there's no point differentiation that occurs between betting money and non-betting money. Alright, so as we can tell here, the point differential 44.097. Alrighty, so we started out at 38,725 after winning a little bit less than 2,700, roughly 2,700. We went from the 38,725 to the 421. 41 and 421. So looking at the point differential, we did go up just about the same with each time. So when you're swapping, no money exchange is necessary to get the maximum point value out of it. That may have been something that was previously in the game that people was able to detect, but with version 1.15.1, we was able to validate that there's no such case as what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look around at a couple different things here, but this is MrXsee doing CSR2 over on YouTube. If you have any questions, comment below. Feel free to like, subscribe on this video, and I'm going to go ahead and create more videos based off of feedback of what actually is communicated inside a global chat that I see racers talking about. Another little tidbit, global chat is actually different because there's multiple servers for global chat. So when you take a look at the global chat here, there's multiple global chats. One of them has 3 minutes and 20 seconds ago. Another one is 5 minutes and 26 seconds ago. So that's a very quick assessment to be able to look at. So I see a lot of racers will come out of their racing lobbies and they'll jump into their global chat and they'll be talking to racers or they'll be complaining about racers, especially when racers are not doing the fair swapping that they want them to be able to do. They'll go to global chat and they'll vent their frustration and complain about them. a lot of times those racers may not actually be in your global chat, so your complaints will not be heard. So that's something to consider and think about next time when you are racing, that there is multiple global chats out there. So with there being multiple global chats, it's a good chance you may run across those people, but if you don't see them in your global chat, you won't be able to see them at all. All right, so until we talk, you guys have a great day. Thanks very much. This is MrXsee. Have a good one.